Yo, what's up guys? So now that we have completed the main scenario, we can move on to Born from a Wish, which is Maria's scenario, and it's included in the director's cut version of the game. And as you can see here, our new game button on the main menu is now highlighted, which is signifying that we've beaten the game at least once. We played through the main scenario on hard, so I think we're going to do this one on normal. It really doesn't matter, it's only going to take about an hour to finish. But without further ado, let's get this started.
When I woke up, I was all alone. Everyone's gone. Is it because of those monsters? What do I do now? Do I fight and live? Or do those monsters get me? I don't have any reason to go on living. But I'm scared to die. I'm so afraid of pain. Should I run away? I want to find somebody. I don't like being alone. But is there anyone left alive?
Okay, so it starts us out in a dressing room in the back of Heaven's Night. The same Heaven's Night strip club that we visited in the main game. Maria let us into this place. She mysteriously had the keys to let us in, and now we kind of understand why. I've always considered Maria to be a pretty tragic character overall. She starts her opening dialogue by saying something like, "When I woke up, I was all alone." But in actuality, she's not just waking up here. She's experiencing her first moments being alive. If you can call this being alive. She's just this supernatural entity created by the town to impersonate Mary, basically, and persuade James into taking a non-satisfactory course of action, let's just say. And see, what do we got over here? First aid kit. Chinese cleaver. I kind of forgot about that. But, the thing that's really sad about Maria is she thinks that she's a person. Whenever she wakes up here, she's experiencing very human emotions. They're Mary's emotions, right? She says something along the lines of, I'm scared of pain, I don't want to die, and I hate being alone, I have to find somebody. That's just, reiterating what we already know about Mary from the main game. She was terrified of pain and death, and it turned her into this really bitter person that just wanted to die, and she just pushed everyone in her life away. But at the same time, simultaneously, she was just, terrified of being alone, and she wanted someone there to console and comfort her. And Maria just wants the same things, basically. She thinks that they're her feelings, and she doesn't understand why she feels this way just yet, but as we saw at the end of the main scenario, she fully understands who she is by the end of the game, and the type of entity she is. That's for damn sure. And what's really interesting here is we know that Maria is a creation of the town, but she can see the monsters in James's version of Silent Hill. She sees all of the same things that he sees. I guess that's the humanity in her. It's her connection to James, perhaps. Who knows? Maybe by the end of the main scenario, you know, perhaps she's somewhat in more control. Just in terms of, you know, interacting with other entities in the town. Because these things are definitely hostile towards her when we start this scenario. We have a bit of a run, that's for sure. But we'll primarily, or perhaps exclusively, just be seeing the mannequins and the lying figures in this one. And I can't recall if I ever got around to coming back to talk about the enemy design. Well, I know I talked about some of the enemy design throughout the game, but early game I tried to not say anything that was going to outright spoil some of the events to come. But we're gonna have some time, I suppose, to talk about things. Uh-oh. But those creatures, the lying figures, and holy shit, that music. Those creatures are essentially wrapped in a straitjacket of their own skin, and they cough at you. They are manifestations of Mary's illness, her pain and suffering. You know, we see her coughing in some of the cutscenes that we see in the end. We know that she was really sick. Got the Baldwin house map. Pretty interesting design, too. This is a cool house. Really interesting design here. Do not use. And based on what we've seen so far of this house and the map, we can assume that this likely belonged to a wealthy resident of the town.
Is somebody there? Open up. Hello?
Stop it. You're disturbing me.
Thank God. I finally found somebody. Can you open the door?
No.
But why?
Is it really necessary for me to answer all your tedious questions?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I want to be alone. Other people just irritate me.
I just want to see another human face. Do you know what's happening in this town? There's no one here. Just monsters.
Yes, I know. But so what? It has nothing to do with me. No one here means there's no one to disturb me.
You want to be alone in this insane asylum?
Yes, exactly. But how can you say that it's this town that's insane? Perhaps it's we who are insane. Both of us. Hopelessly insane. Are you satisfied? Would you leave me alone?
My name is Maria. What's your name?
Ernest.
Hemingway?
Baldwin.
Ernest? I'll be back.
So yeah, pretty awkward conversation with Ernest. And I always thought that at the beginning of the conversation, Ernest sounds a bit mentally challenged. But towards the end, he sounds substantially more eloquent. Damn. Get him, Maria. And I love those lines as well. But how can you say it's this town that is insane? Perhaps it is we who are insane. Hopelessly insane. Ernest is a pretty mysterious figure. He clearly knows a lot more about what's going on than Maria does. I got a white board, and we also need to pick up the black and red boards. And all of these represent items that you need in the main scenario for the rebirth ending. When the white breath is found, I shall dedicate this thing. O spirit of the mist, grant us fortune eternal, is written on the back. So this board represents the white chrism in the main scenario. And we also need the obsidian goblet and the Crimson Ceremony, which I talked a little bit about in the main game. And here, the fireplace has opened up for us. For some reason, there's a ladder in the fireplace leading up. Along the way, I can see something that looks like a hole. Really cool design. And here's the red board, which represents the Crimson Ceremony. And the black board, which represents the Obsidian Goblet. There's a square depression in the center of the tombstone, and above that is a carefully carved epitaph. Along with you died joy, all that remains is despair and a future of meaningless tomorrows. But I will never give up, one, to see your beautiful smile again, one, to beg the blessings of the gods. I wait for that day. When the boards cover all sadness too will be covered, but until my dreams return to reality, I will have to swallow all the pain. There's a key firmly embedded in the stone beneath the depression. No matter how hard I try, I can't pull it out. So what we have to do is we have to place these boards over the stone and cover up all of that green space. When the dark grail is found, I shall dedicate this thing. You who deny death, grant us fortune eternal. When the crimson words are found, I shall dedicate this thing. O you gods deep in slumber, grant us fortune eternal. So we're just going to place the whiteboard in as is. And we'll do the same for the blackboard. We still have 2 green slots to cover. And we're going to pick the bottom option here, 90 degrees to the left. When the 3 boards overlapped, the key came free. I got the acacia key. Let's save up.